5. So we got a slight drizzler of a game here. We got the Texans, the Eagles. The spread right now, I believe, is
14.
like 14 points
Yep.
for the Eagles right now, 13.5 maybe.
14, dude. I almost because I wanted to make a big parlay because there was a lot of like green line bets that were like 90+%.
Yeah,
so I was
there
gonna
is
make
a couple. Yeah.
So I was gonna make a 5-parter, 25 to win like 700. And when I tried to deposit on FanDuel, they just weren't taking my card. And then when I tried to go on and deposit on PayPal, they said, "Well, we don't take international transactions." And I'm like, "So how the fuck
my
am I supposed to
card
deposit?"
usually works. That's usually what I use.
Well, I tried to. They had to like verify it or something. Maybe that's from my bank standpoint that I had to like verify it for 24 hours or something. I think I don't know, but I was like pissed. I sent it out to support because I'm like, bro, if I miss out on the odds that I had, bro, like if the lines change for tomorrow,
Yeah,
which they will if they're fucking
there's a
at
couple that
90+%.
were like 96+% of the money was on like the
couple
Falcons Chargers game. I'm pretty sure there was like a lot of money on.
Couple at 98 and 99% when I did the video today.
Yeah.
And I like as soon as I did the video, that's when I'm like, okay, yo, I actually want to place these bets because like some of them are like free cash.
I got a live question via text from my buddy. He said, I traded Dameon Pierce in London for Adams. Thoughts?
Oh, that's a steal. That's a steal.
Yeah, I like that. Anyways, let's get to the questions in the chat here. Andrew's the first one in here. Pick 3 PPR. Pierce, Olave, Stevenson, and Walker. You're sitting Pierce here?
Yeah, easily. Against the Eagles, no shot.
Yeah, that's probably where I'm going as well. It'd probably be between Pierce and Olave, I guess. But I'd probably go with Olave over Pierce.
Olave with both MT and Jarvis out again.
I mean, Jarvis isn't guaranteed to be out yet. So.
I mean, he didn't practice all week, and he's already listed like doubtful, I guess, on the injury report. I don't fucking know. It's also like a 32-year-old wide receiver who's dealing with injury issues, so he's probably gonna sit out anyways.
Yeah.
Swift if he plays. For sure. Oh, yeah, I guess you won't know that. Though. Yeah. I would risk it for Swift. I personally would.
Yeah, he practiced today. I think he should be okay. Yeah. I would if you like I'd like to know who your pivot options are. Like could you put Smith in today and then like pivot off of a different running back for Swift? Like if you have like I don't know, like Raheem Mostert or something already in your RB slot, can you pivot off like as like I'd just rather start Swift then.
Speaking of pivot, bro. Oh my god. I was ready to say like on this live stream, I'm like I'm in an interesting spot. I don't know if Michael Thomas is going to play. So I picked up Demarcus Robinson to have a natural Monday night pivot. Mm-hmm. And then now fucking Michael Thomas just like, nah, my toe's dislocated. Chop it off, bro. This is like, go back to 1980 style where fucking Ronnie Lott's amputated himself to go back in the Super Bowl. Come on now.
And Michael Thomas doesn't need to do that. He got his money already.
Facts.
Saints Twitter, like I hate the Saints, and I hate Saints Twitter a lot too, but it's hilarious watching Saints Twitter rip Michael Thomas apart every time anything Michael Thomas related comes up.
For real. By the way, in terms of this trade, our gravy, I want to know who your other tight end is. Because if you have like, if you're going to like Taysom Hill or like fucking
Freiermuth
like,
or Everett or
I think I would just keep Waller at that point. Like if it's like low, but if you're still a mid-range tight end one, high like low end tight end one, like I'm fine there. Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, I think I would take Mike Evans here, to be honest.
Yeah,
as long as you have an okay option as your other tight end, like he might be in a position where he has like Pitts or something too. Like I don't know.
Agreed. By the way, side note, I just want to quickly mention this because it showed up on my timeline. Hamilton's own Shai Gilgeous-Alexander currently averaging fucking 32, 5, and 7 in the NBA right now.
Not bad.
Fucking nuts. Like if he keeps this up, he's gonna make an all NBA team.
True. Little hammer shout out. Would you trade away Najee for Pat Freiermuth and Curtis Samuel?
I would.
You would trade Najee away for that?
I don't think it's a hot take to say that Curtis Samuel's probably relative like similar value to Najee right now.
Gross. How
gross is that? I know, eh?
It's really gross, man. Like, so other than Jonathan Taylor, has Najee been the biggest bust in fantasy this year?
Bigger than JT.
I think he's been I think he's been bigger than Jonathan Taylor also.
Oh, did you just see what fucking fantasy receipts posted 3 hours ago, by the way?
No, what is it?
So fantasy, obviously you know what they are. They fucking posted a picture of Michael Thomas saying, y'all favorite fantasy doctor lied, #unfollow.
That's hilarious.
Bro,
someone who is 3-5 offered me after this week, so trade would happen in week 10. Jamar Chase for CeeDee Lamb. I'm 5-3. Should I do it?
No.
No, I think I need if you're gonna trade for Jamar Chase, like I would need to use like Debo Samuel or
Ayuk.
somebody like. Well,
Like
yeah, like I don't think you're gonna get it done for that. You probably have to give up somebody better than that. Like I'd be cool giving
what's
up
the
like
most you
Lockett
give?
or
Yeah, I was
Keenan.
gonna say like Lockett, Judy.
Yeah,
Be
like
the most.
I can't give up Lamb. Like it's
No.
like even if Chase was on the field, Lamb would only be like 89%
Like
of what Chase will give you anyway. So like I'm not.
And not to mention, I mean, like, yeah, like obviously I expect Jamar Chase to outscore them if they're both on the field, but realistically, like with Dak back, like it's what fucking. I think Dax or CD's probably gonna be like a 17, 18 PPR points per game guy when fucking Jamar Chase is on the field. He's what, a 20 point per game guy, 21?
Yeah, that's like pretty much what we're talking about. The
But yeah.
difference is not huge there.
Yeah. Who do you like more this week, AJ Brown or Devontae Adams? I'll take Adams. That implied total is way too high for me.
I'll take Adams just by the fact that AJ Brown plays on Thursday night, and Thursday night's wonky sometimes.
That, and I mean, let's be fucking real. The Eagles are gonna boat race the Texans today.
Yeah, they might, but like I'm never on the side of saying like I'm not as confident in a player because the team's gonna boat race the other team. Because if they boat race them, they'll probably score 35 points, and AJ Brown can catch 2 touchdowns in that.
But that's fair. But
even if they don't throw the entire fourth quarter.
That's fair, but knowing the Eagles, it's like realistically, like if they're going to score touchdowns, they're more likely to rush them than pass them. And if that's the case, if they're up like 17-0, 21-0, like I don't know,
They could just run the ball out. Yeah,
I mean, the implied total in this game is like 43.5. Nobody's expecting a fucking barn burner.
Bear steam right now.
Yeah.
They don't expect the Texans to score at all.
No, I don't either. They put up 3 points against the fucking Titans last week, where Malik Willis threw 10 passes.
Yeah, I don't think that. I'd be shocked. Like it'd be some truly crazy Thursday night football shit if the Texans kept this one close, I think.
Yep. I have DK Metcalf and Monter St. Brown as wide receiver 1 and 2. My flex is Kenneth Walker. Do you guys think I should start Devontae Smith over everyone? No, I would keep it just as is there, Gordo.
Looks like we have a super chat, by the way.
Oh, do we actually? I completely missed that. We mixed roles. Okay, so we got a few super chats. Let me catch up real quick. First one from Mike. Would you rather have Olave over D? Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather have
Olave. As crazy as that sounds, I'd rather have Olave.
I mean, with Michael Thomas out, you're still getting a 27% target rate rookie receiver who, realistically, like if Jarvis Landry is going to keep missing games, like they're going to score points somehow on offense. Their defense is not as good as it was last year, and Dalton's actually been putting up points for them on offense. So I mean, Chris Olave is, I think, pretty set in stone, at least a top 20 receiver, maybe a top 15 wide receiver rest of the season.
I don't want to put any specific analysts on blast, but I heard a very well-respected analyst say that Chris Olave doesn't have a high ceiling.
Or how about that Justin Ross is better than him?
Pardon?
How about that Justin Ross?
I'll put Fusu on blast all the time. This is a guy that I actually respect his work, but no, this person said that Chris Olave doesn't have a high ceiling, and I can't wait until Jordan Addison gets the same stigma because he's just good at everything and doesn't have and to be fair, like Chris Olave doesn't have a high ceiling. He also tested very well, so it's not like
didn't he run like
it's the Justin Jefferson
4.4?
Stigma. When you're good at everything, but you don't have a hallmark elite trait, then people just get bored of you as a prospect. It happened with Smith, happened with Jefferson, it happened with Olave. It's probably going to happen with Addison this year too.
Well, that's the funny thing I found because I thought Chris Olave's elite trait was his ability to separate.
Downfield ability probably was his elite trait. Yeah.
So it's like,
he was like a complete vertical threat last year, and
the year before he was like,
and he was also reception perception darling too.
Njoku and Stream Knox likely ETC while he's back. Those are his tight end options.
Right.
I'd be fine giving up Waller then because I mean Njoku when he's back is arguably on the same plane. Like you might even take Njoku when he's back over Waller the way he's been playing.
That's true. Yeah, likely. Like, I don't think we're likely to get Isaiah Likely in a starting role. It sounds like Andrews is going to be okay by the sounds of it, but who knows? It could still flare up or whatever.
Yeah. For a $4.99 super chat, I appreciate it from Rolando. He says lots of injuries, bad bye. DeMarcus Robinson, DeAndre Carter, and Jarvis Landry. Desperation play, pick one, and thanks. I'm going to go with DeMarcus Robinson. I mean, he saw 8 targets last week when Rashad Bateman got hurt. We know Mark Andrews is going into this game kind of banged up. And I mean, the New Orleans Saints defense in recent weeks has, let's just say, struggled.
Well,
So
it tightened up a little bit last week. Obviously, they didn't
I
score.
guess,
The
yeah.
Raiders didn't score a point.
Yeah.
But I think I would go Landry over Demarcus Robinson with Michael Thomas out. I think Landry's probably the safer bet for targets.
And I
In
guess you can
PPR
wait on that
format
because
or
it's the
something.
Monday night game. So yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, you can wait on
Yeah.
both guys. You just kind of go with whoever.
Yeah, I would go with Landry if he plays. I was just kind of going under the assumption that one had to be played on Sunday, and I knew
Yeah.
Landry played on Monday, but I guess like both of them do. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind just waiting it out on Monday, and if Landry plays, putting him in. If not, then
Yeah, but I would make sure Landry gets full practices in though. Don't
100%.
put him out there in case he's like limited of some
Or
in some
doubtful.
degree because he definitely could be. He's coming off a multi-week absence, so the safer play from a routes perspective is probably Robinson.
Got you. Got another super. Last super was for Juju plus Waller for Evans trade. Yeah, don't worry, I picked it up real quick. Appreciate the second super, brother. It means a lot.
Definitely appreciate it. Should I start Everett over Mark Andrews or should I wait?
I would go with
Hopefully
Everett.
Hopefully before then. I'm actually in the exact same scenario in our
You know
listener
what?
dynasty league. I have both players.
You know what I do in this situation? You put Everett in your tight end slot. You put Andrews in the flex, and or worst case scenario, you have a pivot, right? Like
Yeah,
if you have
a pivot, you could definitely do that. Like if you have, I'm trying to think who would be a pivot at that point.
Like I
Like
genuinely think, like I genuinely think like Everett's probably a fringe top 5 level tight end this week, especially with all the injuries at receiver that they have, and Eckler's banged up too. Like we know that the Chargers are going to throw the ball regardless. It's just a matter of fact of if you don't have Austin Eckler garnering and munching fucking 10 to 15 targets a game, and fucking Keenan Allen's banged up.
Keenan Allen practiced today because he didn't practice yesterday.
He didn't. I don't think so.
Let me look. Looks like we got another super. If you want to go down to that,
we do. Okay, perfect. I got another super chat here from Uncaged Line 8-0 team PPR. I have Barkley, Mixon, Jones, Adams. What in the world? Wow. Is this Dynasty? It must be Dynasty then, because he traded picks. Traded Mixon, Lamb, and that's a lot if that's Dynasty. Let us know if that's Dynasty or like redraft. Yeah, because if that's Dynasty, it's
a keeper if it's a third and a fourth or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think if that's Dynasty, you got to absolutely hose, my man.
Yeah. I would like, if it's redraft, what do you think?
I'd probably rather have Lamb than Mixon and Eckler combined.
Oh, easily. In a heartbeat.
Like maybe not easily, but like I think I would.
For me, easily. But I hate running backs. It's redraft, he said. I mean, in your spot with the depth you have, I would have rather given up like Mixon and Jones, to be honest. But
I probably just don't see. Eckler's an upgrade over Mixon for sure, but I probably would have wanted somebody
way too much to give up with that.
Yeah.
I think. Personally.
And if this is a keeper league, if you could have gone for somebody a little bit more stable long term, maybe you go for like McCaffrey or something like that instead. I don't know. Still like a pretty solid move. By the way, Keenan Allen apparently had a setback during the bye week.
Classic.
Like, dude, this is like really.
Is someone
getting
gonna
out of hand for Keenan Allen? I traded
someone gonna
2023 first to a contender in a league this past offseason.
Real talk. When are we gonna start seeing the memes of like the Spider-Mans pointing at each other? And on one side you got Michael Thomas, and the other side you got Keenan Allen.
Yeah, man, it's looking. This is like Keenan Allen's downfall here. I got to stop investing in these because I loved Keenan Allen this offseason, man. I got to stop investing in these like 30-year-old wide receivers in the mid rounds because it screwed me a couple of years in a row now. Because I was really in on Michael Thomas before he got injured last year. I was really in on what's his name, Julio Jones. I loved Julio Jones last year, and he screwed me. I remember a couple of years ago, I really liked Larry Fitzgerald at that point in the draft too. It was like 2018 or 2019.
Oh my God.
And he fucking screwed me hard. That was the Rosen year that he got drafted.
Right. It actually was 2018.
It was 18. Yeah. But Fitzgerald was, I remember in my home league, I took him over Tyreek Hill that year. Yeah. No, brutal. And that was the Mahomes like breakout MVP year.
Side note, nobody is talking enough right now about just how historic a pace that Tyreek Hill is on.
Yeah.
If he had like 5 touchdowns right now, like this guy would be averaging 25 PPR points per game. Like
yeah,
26
he's playing out of his mind. I wish I got a chance to draft him. He never made it to me, and I didn't have any early picks.
I got him in my home league.
I always picked at the end of the round, so I never got the chance. I would have had to grab Tyreek Hill at the 1-2 turn, which probably would have been a smart pick at the time. But
it's pretty nice knowing for my playoff run. Like, yeah, like my depth is kind of banged up now with like, MT hurt, Burks isn't back yet, like guys like that. But knowing that like I got my trio of superstars spearheading me with TMC, with Hill, and with Jalen Hurts, like that makes you comfortable at night.
Dude, if I could redraft my league, I could have started my draft Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Travis Etienne, and Jalen Waddle.
I got 2 supers here. Josh Allen, Kamara, Henry, AJ Brown, Hopkins, Higgins, Waller, Muth. Do I stand pat? Trade deadline upcoming. Bench has Pickens, Duvernay, Eno. Thanks, guys. Like the one I could potentially see is if Duvernay has a relatively decent game on Monday night, like, and you could package him with, I mean, maybe you could package him with like fucking Kamara and go up to. I mean, not you probably can't get CMC, but like if Barkley doesn't have another great week because he was, kind of last
kind
week.
of mid for the last 2 weeks.
Like if you're somebody in a position, say you're 5-3 and you have Barkley and maybe you lost Michael Thomas, let's just say this week, and somebody went at you, and I mean not you personally, but I could see like Duvernay and Kamara getting it done in like a more casual league.
Yeah, or Pickens and Kamara maybe if they want
something
like a
that,
more upside piece or something like that. Yeah, I think you'd be fine standing pat with this team though. You got high level players at every position really. Like you got like the best quarterback in fantasy, 2 great running backs, 2 great wide receivers.
Hopkins looks like a top 8 wide receiver rest of the season.
Tight ends out the wazoo too. Like even with Waller's absence, Muth has been very consistent. So I think you're fine standing pat if you need to.
Yep. Appreciate the super chat nonetheless. There are gravy. Got another one here from Thomas. He says, "Hey fellas, 10-team PPR, rate the team." So he's got Kyler, Tyreek, Higgins. What? What? Wait. That is a crazy good team. Let's just acknowledge that. So I mean, like, let's just already disregard that you somehow also have a quarterback advantage in this league, because I mean, Kyler Murray's still in that like advantage type of tier at quarterback. You have arguably the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy with Tyreek Hill.
Tight end in fantasy too.
The best tight end in fantasy, the best running back in fantasy, and you got guys like T. Higgins, top 12 to 15 wide receiver at the minimum. Like, actually, no, with Chase gone, like you could say,
Olave, top 15 wide receiver. Also, I personally don't love the trade that you made though. I think I would have kept Hurts and Pierce there. I don't think there's a difference really at all between Pierce and Cook rest of the season, and I would much rather have Hurts than Kyler Murray.
Agree with that. Regardless, though, I mean, your team's in a fucking good spot.
Yeah.
You got where we left off.
Yeah. The Colts are so bad it's officially CBB season for me. Go Hoosiers. Nice. I'm if the Bucks lose this week, I might be on board with like I might just
I've already paid attention to the draft and my team's good.
Yeah.
I'm just a degenerate though. Like, man, every time I see fucking Quentin Johnson hop on my stream or hop on my screen, I'm just like, dude, I need to watch this guy play even more because he's just so fucking good.
Yeah, he's fun for sure.
Dude, like, man, I just hope like he doesn't go to like the Packers and like people overdraft. Like, I mean, people are gonna draft him out anyways, but like people might take him like 103 if he went to the fucking Packers just because that's how fucking the market works.
I can't anticipate any wide receiver going over the top 2 quarterbacks, Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs. Like
probably 4th overall then.
I just think that's how it's going to go.
4th.
I think Gibbs and Tucker are probably going to make it tough on any wide receiver to go high. Like if let's say Gibbs goes at the top of the 2nd round to like
32 to the Eagles.
Let's say he goes in the early 2nd round to like a suboptimal landing spot. Maybe there's some like backfield competition. Maybe he goes like the Bengals or something like that, where Mixon's, older running back. They're probably going to move on from him, but Gibbs isn't really great year 1. And both Quentin Johnston and Jordan Addison go top 10 to the Bears and the Patriots or something like that. They're both top 10 draft capital wide receivers. Who are you taking? Jahmyr Gibbs at the top of the 2nd round to the Bengals, or are you taking those other guys?
Depends who Gibbs would go to be honest. Like, is he stepping into a clear workload?
Let's say for
if I'm taking a running back, I need the immediate.
Year one, he's not. It's like a Kenneth Walker situation.
I mean, it's early now. I want to see how far along I am on my prospect process by then, but it's gonna be tough, man. Because I think
you just have to take Gibbs at that point, though. Like, to be honest, as
good
as the receivers are gonna be, like the
for leverage
accumulation possibility for a running back that's in a good situation. Like if he goes, like I said, if he goes to a team like the Bengals, where right away he's not gonna have a great workload, but long term he's attached to Joe Burrow and shit, he's gonna be a very good guy to buy mid-season of his rookie year.
All right, Bush, I got a scenario for you. If and then we got a super chat here from Nigel I'll quickly get to, but let's just say hypothetically the Cowboys pick 28th this year. Somehow, some way,
you to assume they'd win a playoff game.
Sure. We'll see. Actually, that's very pessimistic of me for not thinking they go to the NFC Championship there with the way they've been playing.
Nah,
I'm
dude,
just
I'm
saying.
telling you, it's 100% going to be Eagles 49ers NFC
No
Championship.
shot.
I already can like envision it.
Nah, this team's different, man. Like
I don't know. I want to see.
even from
I kind of
last
want to
year,
see a Bills 49ers
like,
Super Bowl. I think that would be really dope.
I will say, oh man, no. Bill's Cowboys for the Diggs narrative. But talking about the reason why I feel more comfortable this year is last year, like if I looked at it more, I probably could have said, well, we're on some turnover luck. The offense had some like down plays at the end of the year. Like I could have saw the game come against the Niners because the Niners were running hot. We were fucking running bad. So be it. But the way this current Cowboys team is playing, from both like not even just a defense takeaway perspective, but like a pure like fucking smother a team, take the ball away. Fucking, they have 33 sacks in 8 games right now.
Yeah,
33.
Insane.
Last year's defense, who was a top 10 defense in the league, had 16 at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel way more optimistic. Not to mention, I mean, Dak probably played his best game against the Bears that I've seen him play in the last couple of years. I get, but the Bears were allowing like 18 points per game.
Yeah, but they traded Robert Quinn before that game.
Fair. They still had Roquan though, but yeah,
but they're still not. Anyway, let's get into some questions.
I know. I just tangent. Got a super chat here. Nonetheless, Evans for Pittman and Connor. Half PPR. Yeah. I mean, I see it both ways. Like I want Evans.
I think Evans. The Bucs wide receivers almost made my buy lows video this week. I think they're both good. They're both good buys.
If you need
I'm
running
not
back
going to bet
depth,
against
though,
Tom Brady to be bad the rest of the season. Like I just don't think it's going to happen.
I agree with you, but at the same time, if it's like if you're struggling at running back depth, like I think this is a fine move because you're still getting like a back end wide receiver too, and you're still getting.
I don't want to buy into really anything that James Conner is at this point in time. I got to see James Conner on the field before I buy in. I'm cool missing out on a buy low window for James Conner.
There's a spider beside me.
Go ahead. Fantasy football atomic pick 3 PPR. Eckler, ETN, Walker, Yeah, I mean, as good as those depth pieces are for you, you can't sit ETN, Eckler, or Walker there. FF Atomic, so I'm going with those guys. Also, this has to be an easy Thursday night game to decide who you play. Devontae Smith, Brown, Sanders, Pierce in your lineup, unless you have a God squad. Yeah, big facts there. Start Lenny or Scary Terry as my flex full PPR. Probably going to go with Fournette there. Give me the guaranteed touches there. Zaddy goated. Have you heard any news? Sorry,
apparently he's back next week. No, you're good. What I've been hearing is apparently Traylon's going to be activated next week.
Yeah, I'd like to see if you guys are, rebuilding dynasty teams. I suggest you send out some offers for Traylon Burks before the rest of the season comes because he definitely strikes me as the type of dude that could, be 25% targets per route run rest of the season kind of thing. And we're talking about like a, not an Amon-Ra situation at the end of the season, but like a strong production to close out the year, like Ayuk did his rookie year, for example.
Do you think if a contender currently has Traylon Burks, you can pick him up for like Hopkins in a second?
Maybe, yeah. I think that would make some sense. I have a bunch of. I have 4 dynasty leagues that I'm either picking 101 or 102 right now. I'm picking 101 and 2 of them, and 102 and 2 of them, and I'm going to see what I can get Burks for. I actually have Burks on one of the teams, but the other 3, I might see what I can get him for. Any chance? Go ahead.
My wide receivers are Lamb, Evans, Amon-Ra, Chase. I just keep Evans, then you don't need.
I mean, depth. Connors is RB2 if he makes that move.
Oh, right,
D-Rob right now.
I
don't want to sell Evans with the state of the Buccaneers offense right now because I think Evans' usage if you're moving, he's been pretty solid for fantasy, but I think the perception of the Bucs offense makes you get less for him than you could get.
I mean, he's really good, but if you're gonna move a receiver from that trio he has, it's gonna be Evans.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like if you have B-Rob as your running back, like I get it.
I don't trust Pittman to the extent I trust Evans.
Fair. No, I get it. Oh man.
Like I don't like, especially down the stretch when that offense is just like they might fire Frank Reich in a couple of weeks. Like I just don't. They already fired their OC. Like I just don't love that. I don't love tethering myself to a situation like that when I think the Bucs will be, maybe not the best team in the NFC or anything, but I still think they're going to win their division.
By the way, have you been hearing the reports apparently that fucking Brandon Cooks is trying to pave his way to a release?
Good
for him. Come to Dallas, big boy. It's right near Houston.
Yeah. Any chance Rashad White splits with Lenny this week?
Very good chance.
There's always a chance. I mean, to me, I just think the stars are going to align. We're going to get like a Rachaad White, like mid, like 50% snap share game at some point, and like Fournette's going to blow his hammy in the same game. Like, I just think it's going to happen one week. So make sure, for the love of God, that Rachaad White is not sitting on your guys' waiver wires. He has to be a stash at the end of your bench. Drop whoever you have as like a contingency wide receiver. And if you have to make that move and drop Rachaad White at a later point in time, go ahead. But he needs to be on your roster. Like, if he's not, he's still available in like 50% of leagues every time I see it.
By the way, I quickly want to mention this. Brock, no, I fully agree. I would take Evans over Pittman straight up. It's just a matter of like,
I don't.
It depends what you think.
Connor is not a ton of value to me.
Fair. Like, what would be his equivalent value? Like running back 26?
No, not that high.
Really? Damn.
No, I would rather.
I thought I was being pessimistic on that
than James Conner.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that highly of Connor right now. Eno's playing very well. I think at the very least, when Connor comes back, which could be this week by the sounds of it, we're looking at more of like a timeshare than we saw in recent years because Connor's just been dealing with shit all year.
What if that was Khalil Herbert
instead of James Conner?
Yeah,
I'd rather have Herbert than Connor.
No, I get that, but if it was Pittman and Herbert for Evans,
it's closer. I think I'd still rather have Evans though.
Fair. Okay. You got where we left off.
Yeah. I need an RB2 and a flex. I have Drake, Henderson, Rondale Moore, Josh Palmer, and Olave. Okay, so Olave's in your flex for sure.
Easy.
100%. And then your RB2 is just Henderson. Oh, Kenyon Drake, not Drake London. So Kenyon Drake or Darrell Henderson would be your two options there. It sounds like Akers is going to be active this week by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
But we don't exactly know what Edwards' situation is yet. For Baltimore. If Edwards is out, I think I'm going with Drake there if we know before Sunday.
I think I'm going to go with Drake regardless. The reason being is that even if Edwards is active, it was still a split committee backfield, and I doubt that he's going to get more work than he got last week where actually Kenyon Drake had better usage. I mean, Gus Edwards still had 11 carries last week. Like, if he got 11 carries coming off that hamstring injury that he had, I'd be relatively surprised.
Yeah, obviously, Henderson just sucks also. And Akers will probably play this week by the sounds of it too. So,
hey, on the bright side, if you guys had Henderson, I mean, he got you through some weeks at least. So that was a good pick.
For sure. Ken Walker, Gabe Davis at the flex, Walker, 100%.
Yep.
Got a league where I'm 3-5 and desperately need a win. Starting both Philly wide receivers, need them to combine for 35 points this week to feel good going into the weekend. Good luck there. Full PPR league, pick a flex, Dameon Pierce or Kenneth Walker. I'm taking Kenneth Walker there, Jeremy. Need to start two, Pierce, Swift, Jamal Williams, or Jonathan Taylor, even though he might be out this week.
I mean,
what do you think?
I think Taylor's going to
play this week?
No. He didn't play. He didn't practice today. Usually, if they don't practice by Thursday, they're very unlikely to play.
So in my in our Patreon league, who would you start? Deion Jackson or Kenyon Drake?
I would just go Deion because you're not going to know by Monday night.
Right. I guess if Taylor is out for sure, then I would 100% do that.
Yeah,
but I also have Cordero Patterson potentially coming back this week too, which is nice.
Hopefully not because I have Algier.
Yeah.
One more week.
I have Algier in my home league also, so I'm cool with them.
Sit pat for 1 week, Cordero. Drink some apple juice.
I'm doing just fine in the Patreon league, so I'll be good. I just wish
my team's nasty in that league.
I wish I had Brees in my home league so bad, man. I'm so fucking sad that he's gone.
Dude, have you seen my team in the fucking listener league redraft, bro?
Good. Yeah, it's good. I've seen it.
Now, dude, I just got like way unlikely blessed that Claypool gets traded to the Bears because I just had I had him stashed on like the end of my bench. I'm like, okay, I guess I could spend like an 11th round pick, sure, whatever. But I mean, now hey, he might actually be fantasy relevant in Chicago. And I know it's a far stretch to say they don't throw the ball, I get it, but they've actually upped their passing game in terms of volume in recent weeks. Claypool plays that perfect complementary role because, I mean, Mooney can work the boundary. Mooney can be your separator on the outside. They needed a yards after catch specialist that can run from the slot. And that's what Claypool can give to this offense. If you have a guy like Justin Fields, running bootlegs, he just dumps it off the fucking Claypool. Claypool's
I actually love the move for Claypool's dynasty value. I think it's a great move for him.
Dude, and I mean, look.
And Fields to his credit,
Fields is the first pick in that draft.
Better deep ball passers in that class, in the 2021 class.
Okay, the question I have is, do you still think a quarterback goes first overall in the 2021 draft? Because I mean, if there's a 2021.
Oh, in 2021, yeah, I still think Lawrence would go one.
I think Fields would go over Lawrence though. Is what I'm saying.
I'm not ready to say that yet.
I would take Fields over Lawrence rest of their careers right now.
You want to trade for him in our listener Dino? Because I was trying to offload him for peanuts all offseason and nobody wanted him.
I mean, I already have him in the Tone Setter Truther, so I don't want too much stock because it's still a volatile asset.
I should try and trade him, man, because I was trying to trade him all summer and nobody.
Why are you trying to trade him now that he actually looks good? He's been getting like 20 PPR points per game in the last
I'm in like a win now position. I feel like I might be able to transition to like Prescott or something unless you have him.
I mean, I have Herbert, Watson, and
but if I can get Josh Prescott Allen using Fields, I would like to do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyways, Fig said start Palmer or Kirk. Give me Christian Kirk there.
Yeah,
those options there.
The caveat there is if Keenan is out,
I'd still start Kirk. If Keenan
over under, bro.
Start Kirk. Huh?
Over under, high over under set.
Well, the line's gonna move if Keenan Allen's out.
Fair. Mo, did we actually miss it? I swear we literally read your question, brother.
No.
I remember.
Oh yeah,
we already answered that, brother.
Answered it, though.
We definitely we did answer this 100%. Because Jonathan Taylor was out, so we said Pearson Swift.
On a diatribe about if Taylor plays. We didn't actually answer the
question. No. And then I said Pearson Swift.
Okay, yeah, Pearson Swift would be who I would go with as well. But if Taylor does end up playing for whatever reason, I would probably still go Swift and Pearson, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't trust Taylor, bro. I'll be honest.
Don't worry, this isn't all bench players. Some are on waivers. DeAndre Carter, Henderson, Tony, MVS, Renfro, Matt Collins, Rashad White, DeMarcus. Okay, so so if Benjamin's the obvious one if Connor doesn't play.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, but I would probably go. Do you go risk it with here and go with Tony? I kind of want to fucking see what happens there.
Why is my second most like
Rashad White's like my second most?
Why do I like Matt Collins, bro?
Darrell Henderson also makes some sense there too. This is like a disgusting decision. I'd say the safe play, guaranteed touches wise, is probably Darrell Henderson, but I think I would. If you're getting frisky, I would go Kadarius Toney.
But I gotta address this because Scuda, you're breathing my air, brother. Let's hope. I don't want to deal with that shit.
A complete team to me, man. They look pretty good.
They look good, but at the same time, it's like we still have to factor in that as good as teams look in the regular season, like you still need a level of experience in the playoffs. Because I mean, even like Buffalo last year, like on paper, Buffalo's roster, the way they played in the regular season, like there was a lot of people that was picking them for the Super Bowl. I mean, validly so. And then, I mean, you play a team like KC, and then again, on the NFC side, it's probably a lot less clear than last year. Because I mean, last year, Buffalo KC, that was a 50-50 no-brainer. At this point, like you got to say, like the Eagles are probably like a little bit above anybody else in the NFC. I mean, I think the next two teams in the NFC are the Cowboys and the Niners. Genuinely, like I think the Vikings are 5-0 in one-score games right now. Like they could literally be.
The Vikings have such a good record.
They could literally be 1-6 right now.
Dude, the NFC just fucking stinks, man. It's just so bad.
And that's why the Cowboys
like are the Seahawks and Giants like two of the top 6 teams in the NFC right now?
Call it a hot take. I think the Seahawks right now are the 4th best team in the NFC.
That's great.
I think they're the 4th best team in the NFC.
Maybe I'm just a homer. Maybe I'm naive, but I still think the Bucs are the 4th best team in the NFC.
That's a little hyperbolic.
We'll see, man. The Rams if the Rams beat us this week, I will give up on that take. Sure.
Bush, I'll give you flowers because I think like by end of the season, if you guys figure it out, absolutely you guys can be there. Right now, though, like no.
But they're a team that like if they sneak in at 9-8 and win their division, you don't want to play them in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that might actually
be back by then too.
That might actually be the Cowboys Bucks first round matchup. That would be pretty funny.
I don't really mess with teasers, Pionio. I don't know. They're like low payouts. That's why I'm a degen. I want to go for the heat.
Bush, how about when the 13-4 Cowboys travel on the road to play the 8-9 Bucks in the wild card,
and you guys lose again?
No shot
to a 7 seed.
I cringe. No, you guys would be the 4 seed.
Oh yeah, I guess if we won our division, you guys are not winning 13 games, by the way. Michael says
you don't think so. Wait. Pause. Wait. Look at our schedule and say that again.
It's easy, but you guys will find a way to cowboy it up. I'll give you 11 wins.
You're right. We're not winning 13 games because we're in 14. So
yeah, okay. Michael says I just got offered Javonte Williams for Ayuk. I'm in a rebuild. Yeah, dude, take Javonte Williams, 100%. Yeah. Deep dive for y'all. Zay Jones or Claypool this week.
Claypool's a top 40 receiver for me this week.
Really?
I think he fits like a glove on that offense. I think he fits like a glove on that offense, and I
I do
think that.
too, but it's his first game.
But
That's the only
I
concern
get
I
that,
have.
but he really like his role isn't like too hard to learn anyways. Like he's just going to play crossers. He's going to get yards after catch, and he's going to
I'm
be
just
that
worried about
intermediate
if they're
option.
comfortable putting him on the field for more than 50% of the
Fair.
routes or shit, right? Like that's the only thing I have. But Zay Jones is not like a great option to pivot with. So, and that game should be high scoring. I think that Bears Dolphins game could really hit the nuts. So, yeah, I like Claypool there as well. Hey boys, what's going on? What side? Devontae Adams, Damian
Andrews
Pierce,
Higgins.
or Mark Andrews and Higgins?
Andrews
Yeah, I'll
Higgins.
take Andrews and Higgins as well. MT owners contemplating
Yeah,
cash.
me.
You're talking about two of them right now. Alex says, due to buys and injuries, I'm currently starting St. Brown, Duvernay, Kadarius Toney.
Bro,
Dude, that ain't.
you think that's a
Okay,
bad spot?
Equinemius.
Wait,
Unless
wait,
that's
wait.
Equinemius, you're not. No,
Hey.
I'm in a worse position, dude. I'm starting
Alex.
Chris Moore this week.
Alex, you think that's a bad spot? I got. That's a wrong league. I got the boy Philip Dorsett in the lineup this week, baby, with DeMarcus Robinson and Isaiah Pacheco, because my whole fucking team is on bye. So yeah.
Yeah, I also in with Alex too. I have Chase and Marquise in our Tone Setter Truthers League, and I also have CMC, Saquon, and Ayuk on bye. So my team is like pretty rough this week. I'm starting like I'm starting like Will Disley in my flex. I think.
Hey Bush, I got you.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I don't want your stupid D-Rob grade.
Come on.
MT23. Screw you, MT. Just kidding. Yeah, I thought you were Michael Thomas. Adams, Mostert, Mark Andrews, and one of Pickens, Judy. Okay, well, definitely Judy you're taking there. Sending Diggs, Garrett Wilson, Olave, and Freiermuth. Okay, so this is a loaded trade here.
Andrews side.
Yeah. So Andrews gives you the big time upgrade at tight end. The running back position in this trade, I guess there's like Mostert for Olave. Is that a trade off for you?
Relatively,
or Judy,
yeah.
Judy Olave, maybe a wash.
With the only move the Dolphins making, bringing Jeff Wilson in, and that basically just, swaps out for Chase Edmonds pretty much. Like, I think Jeff Wilson's probably a better player right now than what Chase Edmonds is showing, but realistically, like, it could have been Kareem Hunt. And if you're a Raheem Mostert owner right now, like, you are happy beyond relief that they didn't go after a guy like Hunt, because the valuable role that we want here on a team that's going to score points is access to the third down role. Well, guess what? The player that's played all their third down snaps isn't going to start ceding snaps to Jeff Wilson on third down.
Yeah, exactly. I'd do this trade and definitely go with Judy over Pickens for sure.
Yep.
I have the Cowboys defense, but they're on a bye. Which defense should I get? Dolphins, Cardinals, Chargers, Saints, Chiefs, or Jets?
I like the Chiefs this week. I like the Chiefs this week.
Yeah,
they're
Chiefs.
12.5-point home favorites. The Titans implied total is like 17 right now. We don't know if Tannehill's going to play. Like, right now, from what I know, I think I would go to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think I would go with the Chiefs as well. The Chargers are interesting but the Falcons aren't usually like a turnover prone type of offense. They're more so just like slow the game down type of offense. The Dolphins are also interesting against Justin Fields too. Definitely possible.
I wouldn't say so
in that game.
The way Justin Fields looked against the Cowboys,
I probably wouldn't go with it, but they are like a relatively good defense at like generating turnovers, which is like worth something.
I think Fields rest of the season is going to look like reminiscent of what like 2021 Jalen Hurts looked, or was it 2021, 2020?
Well, his second year would have been
before he started when he filled in for Wentz.
His rookie year.
When he filled in for Wentz, like he looks right now like a better version of what Hurts did then. Hurts was like a 21 PPR points per game scorer down the stretch.
Sure, I might have to sell high on Justin Fields if everybody has this.
You are way too low on him.
I'm not too low on him. I'm not ready yet.
He's
looks still like every advanced metric like EPA. He's still one of the worst passers in the league. Right
last 3 weeks is what I'm really encouraged about.
Yeah,
because the last 3 weeks he's taken a big step up.
I mean, Zach Wilson also looked dynamite on the first 2 drives last week and then absolutely crumbled after that.
But the thing is, Justin Fields doesn't have the bonehead effect that Zach Wilson does, where he throws one bad play. If Zach Wilson
didn't have the bonehead effect, I'm telling you, he'd be making like Mahomes, Josh Allen caliber plays.
So somebody made a comparison. They basically said that Zach Wilson plays as if fucking Patrick Mahomes played every game blackout drunk.
That's hilarious. Mostert or Zeke rest of the season? Mostert, not close.
Yeah, not close.
Would you trade AJ Brown and Kirk for Chase and Godwin?
No. In redraft, no.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't either. I love Godwin, but Chase being out for a couple of weeks is kind of a hindrance there for sure. Luckily, I traded MT and Gallup for Hollywood and 7-1. I can wait on him. Yeah. If you can wait on him, that's cool. I'm not too confident though that we're going to get much of Hollywood.
That might just be a gallop for air, like genuinely.
Yeah, true. But at least you got a lot.
If Hollywood comes back, that's a dub. But I mean, like foot injuries, veteran receivers don't seem to be boding well this year.
Yeah.
Mostert,
Mostert, Pierce, Josh Palmer, or Deion
Mostert,
Jackson.
Mostert.
Yeah, Mostert as
Mostert. The matchup.
Yeah,
is too
I'll
good.
take Mostert, but I like Pierce this week too. Even though he's in a terrible matchup, I think he's going to get peppered with targets, which is why I took his over. So the parlay that we got going tonight, I have Dameon Pierce over 50 receiving yards, which was plus 650 odds, which seemed a little high, like a little good to me because the game script that we're projecting here. I parlayed that with Dallas Goedert over 60 receiving yards and Philip Dorsett over 50 receiving yards.
Let's go.
Because, Dorsett season.
Philip.
That's a $25 wager. Pays out $21.15. So that's a $2,000 bet if Dorsett, Dallas Goedert, and Dameon Pierce can do the Lordies here.
If I somehow scrap a win in my home league, I will be in first place at 7-2 with all of my key contributors for the most part already having their bye, apart from Tyreek and Mostert.
Yeah, that'd be nice. When should a team start to pick up Deshaun?
Next week.
Next week maybe. I'm not like convinced that Deshaun will be like excellent when he comes back. He's got to shake the rust off a little bit.
Top 10 still. I mean, the quarterback landscape's too good.
I mean, the quarterback. Yeah, you got a point. The quarterback landscape is terrible.
Justin Fields is probably like a top 10 quarterback rest of the season right now.
I mean, he's a QB 11 in fantasy right now. So,
I mean, like right now, what the fucking like Daniel Jones like quarterback 9, Geno's like quarterback 8. Like,
ew.
Because not
imagine saying that at the beginning of the year. I'm actually so glad I got a lot of Daniel Jones in best ball though, because I actually did get a ton of Daniel Jones and Justin Fields, to be honest. But anyways, Gordo says, would you accept a trade Patterson for Amon-Ra? No, give me Amon-Ra 100%.
Fryermuth really that much lower in your tight end rankings than Goddard? I feel like they're almost. Yeah, I mean it's just the upside case. They're not that.
They're probably closer for me than for Danny. I have Fryermuth as like a top 8 tight end rest of the season. I think what we're getting out of Fryermuth is like prime Hunter Henry with the Chargers. Like he's just giving you like solid production.
And you remember how much I fucking ripped on Hunter Henry a couple years ago.
It was like. It's like low end like Zach Ertz production, but Fryermuth is still like
he's fine.
And I mean with Claypool gone now, maybe they move him more into the slot or something. I don't know. I think Fryermuth is still a great option. What's the outlook on Chase? Flip him for Cook. I don't want to trade. If you can get equivalent Cook down the back half of the season.
I will say though, if you can get equivalent value for Cook, like you might be able to flip Cook for Lamb right now, and I would take Lamb right now rest of the season over Chase. So like from a market value standpoint, I would do this move and then look to flip Cook. How I would approach it.
Instead of Cook, can you get ETN, Kenneth Walker, or Josh Jacobs instead?
Or Lamb?
Yeah, or a receiver. Like if you can get like a Amon-Ra or something straight up for Chase, I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
What is the strategy for 7-1 first place teams?
Buy low.
I talked about it in my trade targets video. Make sure you guys are trying to stash some handcuffs, some high value ones on your bench. If you guys have, if you're 7 receivers deep and you could trade Garrett Wilson for Kareem Hunt or something, go ahead and do it just so you can stash that upside in your bench, or go after Rashad White or Alex Madison or those type of dudes. You want to bolster your upside cases for sure. What's
Dorsett
up?
got a catch. Dorsett got a
Did
catch.
He? How many yards?
8 yards.
Let's go. He's on the board.
Let's go.
Anyways, we'll probably head off of here if the game is going. We are very behind on the questions. Apologies. We went on a bit of a diatribe, but definitely check out Danny's wide receiver start sits, must start wide receivers, all that good stuff. Earlier today, I will have the running back version tomorrow, and we'll probably be doing, I think, Dynasty Decisions on Saturday, correct?
Yeah, I'm down.
So we have a number of patron submissions saved up for Dynasty Decisions, so make sure you guys stay tuned to all that. Of course, if you didn't get your question answered, we do have a private live stream every noon Eastern on our Patreon that we send you the link privately via email, and then you join in here. We break down the news, and then we get to all of your questions. So if that interests you, link down below in the description. But peace out, guys. Enjoy the game.